Okay, I think we're good. Creeper, I have all of the links. Thank you for linking them up as per usual. Should have had the wife massage. Who do you think put the put the Bengay on there, man? All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Space News. This is October 21st, 2015. No, it's 2024. That's 10 years. That's 10 years ago. Okay. All right. That's great. I got plenty of links for you, and we potentially have a Starlink launch? Or Monsterfish? Nope, that got postponed. Starlink 661 is targeting 7:52 p.m. tomorrow at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. Yep, nope, that got moved. All right. Here are two more that you might be interested in. Let me compile these links, and then we will go. Yeah. Yes, I will. Fabricator, I'll grab that first one. What's the second one? Ooh. More 3D renders. No Wrath, what's that? Couple of weeks old? Oh, geez. Lunar Outpost Space Truck Reveal. Oh, yeah. I didn't share this, but I've seen it. If anybody has questions about that, let me know. But anyway, go where? I don't know. Where should you go? We're go to the baseball game. All right, let me look. Just make sure we got everything here. I think we got everything. All right, cool. Let's roll. All right. How's everybody doing? Nice, Phil. That's good. Yeah, we'll cover that later. That's a little bit of a longer thing to cover, so I'm going to put that towards the back. All right, so here, check this out. We'll start with United Launch Alliance. ULA rolled this out actually a couple hours ago, and they said that Space Force 106, USSF 106, uses the Vulcan's high-energy capabilities to deliver U.S. national security mission directly into geosynchronous orbit, more than 22,000 miles, 35,000 kilometers above Earth. So, ULA got certification. Well, I guess Cert 2 was good enough, because now we have a Space Force mission on the books. We were wondering about that, and the reason why we were wondering is because Cert 2 had a little bit of an observation. One of the nozzles from the solid rocket motors, from the GEM-63XL solid rocket motors, decided to come off on Vulcan's Cert 2 flight 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. How's the neck? I'm all right, Mike. I'll be good. I got menthol all over it, so I can't feel it, which is great. Also took more painkillers, so that's good. Should be all right. Yep. You didn't see it because it isn't there? Yeah, all right. Get this man to the infirmary. So, ULA today started integration operations at the VIFG, the Vertical Integration Facility Government, with the third Vulcan core here. They started this morning by putting the launch vehicle on stand, or LVOS for short. That's when they grab the top of the booster, which is horizontal, and the back is kind of on a seesaw. And the bridge crane up at the top of the VIFG pulls the thing up, and it turns the booster vertically, and then they stack it on the pad. The mobile launcher right there being the thing that says ULA on it. So, Guys, that's good news. ULA Cert 2, we thought that they might need to fly another flight. I said that. I was 100% wrong. Turns out the performance of the booster, despite losing a nozzle, was completely fine. And it compensated completely, which is very, very interesting. Not something I not something I was expecting, but hey, good performance from Vulcan there. Does this one have smart reuse? Not yet, Skeleton. No. Looks like SF-106 is carrying more payloads than originally expected. Oh, yeah, they got another adapter ring. You know, Phil, I might be reading too much into this, but these kind of payload attachment fittings look a lot like the X-37B's service module. Am I gonna get nuked from orbit now? Mike, I don't know if somebody dropped that SRB, but yeah, it definitely didn't work. Are we still here? Yeah, Blue's like, I don't know. I don't know, man. This is very good. Yep. Oh, God, no, please. Yes, this man right here. The 3.6, it's 3.6 Renkin. Sorry. Anyway, that's the configuration for the SF-106 mission. It is going to be, 4 solid rockets. Also, the mission banner is epic. 4 solid rockets. All right. This will be the first time Vulcan flies with 4 SRBs. What? Giga Chad rocket. That's awesome. Sorry I'm late. What's up, Wooly? Will you start over? Yeah, you just rewind like 30 seconds. Okay, so yeah, the SF-106 mission has a really awesome patch that's very Giga Chad of the Space Force. I really dig it. That's awesome. I'm not sure what tool that is, but hey, it's fine. Let's see that in an instant replay. Is this a tool for metalwork that I'm unaware of? Because that looks like a dumbbell. Any people that know smithing out there? It's a double-headed hammer. Hmm. A secret clue to the payload? I don't know. What did they launch? They launching hammers into space? That would explain a lot. That would explain a lot why hammers at the government cost $100 grand. Whoops. Whoopsies. Whoopsie doopsie. Oh, shoot. Oh, boy. Give me 1 second. Ilona, what are you saying? Have you heard the latest news from the governor of California regarding the details of rocket launches for SpaceX? Yeah, interesting turn of events if you've been following that. Yeah, very interesting turn of events. Where is it? I don't know. I don't have that. Is this streamed on Twitch also? Yes, Ellen. Zero gravity hammer indicator. Yeah. I'm trying to find the exact source. I can't find it. It's not there. It's not there no more. Anyway, we'll cover more of that later. All right. So that's good on the SF-106 mission. That's awesome. Turns out that, yeah, Cert 2 wasn't that big of a deal. I'm opening up my door here so I can get some cooler air in here because it's getting hot. SpaceX, didn't they catch a booster? They did booster at Starbase. So, yeah, if you guys want to talk about that, we can. So Elon has been, the Space Force actually asked the California Coastal Commission, which is an environmental protection agency in California that protects the coast, right? That's designed to preserve the coast, the California coast, because it is beautiful for what it's worth. The Space Force asked the California Coastal Commission if they can launch more rockets out of Vandenberg. And the California Coastal Commission said, well, what do you mean? Are you going to launch more SpaceX rockets? And the Space Force said, yeah. And they said, no, we're not going to because of Elon's presence on social media. Yep. Now they said that officially, guys. Yeah. They said, we're worried about the environment, but we're also worried about, those, Elon's tweets and whatever. Now, once again, I'm not trying to stir the pot. We have less than 20 days. I'm not trying to stir the pot. Just hear me out. Yeah, they did say that on the record. Yeah. Pretty funny. And an interesting turn of events here. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, who doesn't really see eye to eye with Elon on most things, basically said, no, the California Coastal Commission is in the wrong. Like, completely in the wrong. He said, I agree with Elon. Like, verbatim. Interesting chain of events, to be honest with you. Yeah. You messed up when Gavin Newsom and Elon Musk agree with each other on things. So you're nope, probably in the wrong there. So that's an interesting Giga Chad move there. That's a very interesting turn of events in that regard. I don't. Yeah. That's a very interesting turn of events. So, yeah. Remember, this isn't SpaceX or Elon asking for more launches. The Space Force asked the Coastal Commission, can you approve more launches because we need to launch more things? Yeah, interestingly enough. Maybe he has friends in the Space Force. I don't know. You only have the entire Western testing range and launch site for that in your state. That might have something to do with it. They did a Rule 8 on Twitter. Yep. Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm not trying to say, I agree with Newsom or I agree with Elon or anything like that. I'm your entertainment. We're not doing politics on here. We're not getting caught up in it. That's my rule. Just thought it would be very interesting to mention this matter of factly. So where it goes from there, I don't know, but I thought that was very poignant. Which is interesting. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled programming. So check this out. This is coming from Marcia Smith at Space Policy Online. And this was news that actually happened on Friday, a little bit after the flame trench. So good to hear nonetheless. Yeah, I mean, I'm here for Team Space, Reaver. So, I don't discuss politics with friends. You know what I'm saying? Talking about you. Actually, it's just it's gotten to a point lately where I just don't discuss it, period, like, but I said back, like way back in April, I'm not getting caught up in this stuff. I'm your entertainment and I understand my place, I'm your entertainment. You come here to not get spoon fed a poop sandwich. Like, we only got like gourmet shepherd's pie here and nuggies. All right, that's what we do. So I am your entertainment. I will stay that way. You have my word. The only thing I will say regarding this entire political situation is that vote. You should vote if you're in the United States coming up with your election act. It's pretty much anywhere. It doesn't matter. You should vote. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. I don't care if you pencil in Mickey Mouse. Just vote. Trust me on that one. I don't ever recall getting nuggies. Oh, I must have faxed them to the wrong place. Just vote. Do it. Trust me, take some time out of your day and do it. Get it done. You put in Mickey Mouse for all I care. Put in JFK or Abraham Lincoln. And Rex Hamilton as Abraham Lincoln. Who should you vote for? That's up to you, Tusaman. I ain't going to tell you how to vote. That's not my job. I'm your entertainment. You don't get political opinions from cartoon characters, do you? Yeah, see, it was a self-own there. No, I'm your entertainment. You don't need to. You're not going to hear me spew off about politics on here, except when it comes to space flight. Except when it comes to space policy, and then it's open season. I will frick you up, man. No. Good job, Rockets. Watch out for that Acme anvil. I can't look up. My neck hurts, so let's just hope it's not up there. I'm just going to vote for EJ as president. You don't, Razzie, I'm pretty sure you don't want that. I mean, somebody might, but I'm pretty sure like the vast majority of people would be like, no, frick that guy. And they'd probably be right. Like, yeah, RB, there you go. I vote Von Braun. All right. Tusamana, let's not, homie. Please. Sorry about my other comment. Let's talk about SpaceX and the other more important things. You're awesome. Hey, Wooly, don't worry about it. It's all good. Yeah, people would be like, EJ, what's your first thing as president? I am signing an executive order for NASA's budget to be doubled. Well, EJ, that's not how the Constitution works. Yep, don't care. Next question. I don't care. It'd be like that Chappelle Show episode, Black Bush. I'm talking about the United States of space. The moon. Yes, I said it. The moon. Red Rocks. Who's your VP? Pie Guy. Pie Guy. All right. You're voting for Yak. Do it. Jack. Jack, I mean, that would mean that if I was president, that would mean that Jack is in charge of the National Space Flight Council. You know what I'm saying? $20 trillion to NASA. Yeah. You want to up the national spending? We're going to up it in space, baby. It'd be so bad. I would instantly not make any friends. Mr. Yak. VP type. Yeah, the VP's a dog. Yak Badger. Anyway, so check this out. This is coming from Space Policy Online. This is Marsha Smith. So this is pertinent to what we just saw with SF-106. So Space Systems Command has made 2 NSSL Phase 3 Lane 1 task order awards to SpaceX totaling $733.6 million. One is for 7 SDA launches and the other one is for an NRO mission. The aluminum tubes, Nerf. I have to tell you what the frick you do with an aluminum tube? I'm in the UK and I would fly out to both if you doubled NASA's budget. Yeah, I mean, an infrastructure ticket could be useful. They'd be like, what experience do you have? I'd be like, yo, I played Workers and Resources, man. I got like 300 hours in Workers and Resources. I got this. Good job, Crustacean. Good. So 733. No, it's not for 2 launches. No, original. No. That's a NSSL Phase 3 Lane 1 task order. So Phase 3 of NSSL is bidding on launches post 2028. What this means in plain English is that SpaceX, for the first round of Phase 3 NSSL, which is 2028 through 2034, SpaceX has secured 7 SDA's strategic defense. I think that's not the acronym. Somebody's gonna have to correct me. So they got 7 SDA launches and 1 National Reconnaissance Office mission, Space Development Agency. That's what it is. Thank you. Excuse me. So you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I saw this in very, very, very short. I read this very, very briefly over the weekend. Am I understanding this correctly that for NSSL Phase 3 Lane 1, you had, Phil, we did talk about it on Friday. I know that. There were 2 bidders, ULA and SpaceX bid, and ULA lost every bid. Did I understand that correctly? Space domain awareness. Blue, I'm inclined to believe you. You watched Hamilton the musical, so you know about US stuff. If you do want to learn how US civics work, I'm confident enough to be able to tell you guys about US civics, at least the basics, if you really wanted to learn it. The key is, though, the key to that would be to find a way to just explain what's going on and not have that devolve into basically an X thread about politics in the stream. But if you wanted to learn basic US civics, it's not too hard. You know. Space. So the NRO is a mission task order with multiple ILC, so we could see more than once. Yep. Joking. I know, just in case. I mean, because I know if you're overseas, you probably see the zoo. And it probably makes no sense. I think I can make sense out of it. No, if you want to learn US civics, I can tell you guys about that. That's not too hard. Just do a pre-recorded YouTube on it. That's not the worst idea, Cooking. Yep. Are these for Falcons or Super Heavy Starship? So, Squig, these NSSL Phase 3 Lane 1 task orders are for Falcon. This basically ensures that Falcon is going to fly basically for another 10 years. It's going to fly well into the 2030s. As long as you focus on infrastructure, push space forward, and didn't go after people for living their own lives. No. I want you to live the best life. So, like, you could take a train or a car or walk or bike or high-speed rail or helicopter or flying car or whatever. I don't care. I like all those things, so we're good. I'm telling you, Agwalex, an infrastructure ticket might not be the worst idea in this day and age, but who knows? Who knows? Like, you got super streaming stamina. Thank you. Hyperloop? A high-speed rail. Let's start there. We'll start there, jokes. Anyway. This morning I watched a video of Elon talking how before launching Starship, they needed to make sure that anything that lands in the ocean wouldn't harm any sharks or whales. And I was thinking in the long run, Starship will be a fully reusable rocket. It's only during the test phase that parts of these vehicles splash down in the ocean. So the sooner Starship becomes fully reusable, the better. The sooner the risk to aquatic life will go away. I wonder if the FAA even considered this. Probably not. Hey, Ensign, how you doing? And you go too. If you wanted, you go. Sure. Get high-speed rail. Dude, a high-speed rail isn't the worst idea, Vargon. My thing about high-speed rail is that it doesn't make sense in the center of the country. Like, it's true. It really doesn't. Especially in areas where you need to cross mountain ranges. I'm sorry, you know, I mean, Japan would probably be the one exception to that, but they don't have a choice. Like, high-speed rail to basically from, like, Denver over would probably be a good idea, and then maybe on the coast of California, and then planes from there. Like, that wouldn't be the worst idea, but I don't think, like, a full intercontinental system would be the wisest decision, to be 100% real with you. It's called the Great Plains. I know I'm great, thank you. You said it's called the Great Plains EJ. Yeah, I know, I'm great, but don't call me plain again. On the back of what Lunprod said, what do you think Elon and SpaceX are going to do for IFT-7? Given the success of 6, do you think they'll aim for a booster catch and landing Starship on a drone ship? I think by the time IFT-7, Flight 7 comes around, Badger, I think that the second pad will be operational. So I don't think we're going to have to worry about catching a booster and a Starship on the same pad. In fact, the second pad is probably going to catch a Starship without the launcher on it, right? Minimize risk. If it falls in the flame trench, whatever. No problem. We need point-to-point travel on Starship? Yeah, baby. Switzerland goes through mountains. Yeah, I know. Sorry I asked. Because they have to. They really don't have a choice. Flying from one point in Switzerland to another would be weird. But you got to remember, if we were going to do a federal high-speed rail system, it'd be Switzerland times about 20. The amount of area we have to cover, the tumultuous terrain over that course, like the entire Rockies. Like let me be real, the Rockies are huge. They're bigger than the Alps. They're way bigger than the Alps. Like, it was very difficult to get a railroad going through there in the first place. We figured out a way to do it, and that's all fine and dandy. But, like, I don't know, man. I'm not going to say we can't get it done. We could probably get it done. I'm just saying it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But then again, if you're championing an infrastructure ticket, frick it. Let's go. Throw everything at the wall. Let's see what sticks. See what sticks, baby. Do you have any plans to start Cities 2 some days? I don't know. Cuba Libre, I like workers, man. Cities 2 is just not fun to play for me, dude. Hey, Bill, whatever, as long as we're using it. How long before Starship is carrier qualified for landing? I don't know, man. Have you played Surviving Mars? Yes. Yeah, I played it when it came out. High-speed rail to orbit, please. I mean, that's basically what Starship is doing. Flight 7 to orbital. Yeah, Alan, I agree with you. To be honest, I actually learned recently much, especially when it comes to the election. I like going down the rabbit hole a couple of months earlier about U.S. policy. Yeah, good call, man. The system in theory is quite good. Yeah, actually, it's not in theory. In practice, it's pretty damn good. It's just, you hear about all the nut bars, and there's 330 million of us, so per capita we have more nut bars than a lot of places. Does that make sense? Is that a good way to explain that, guys? To somebody that's not familiar with the U.S. We just have more nut bars than the average country, right? No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, all right. Interesting area. Yeah, there you go. And they're louder too. Yep. As compared to what? Yeah, there you go. Exactly, Bob. I'm pretty dang fond of our system, to be honest with you. That whole Bill of Rights thing is pretty cool. It's pretty good time. Pretty good time. Anyway, let's keep going, dudes. So, we got a little bit rare post from Anatoly Zak about an update on Roscosmos. After a year-long silence, Roscosmos provided a proof of life for its Oriol next-generation crew ship designed to replace Soyuz. That's the Eagle capsule. Oh. Got some thermal protection on there. That's actually pretty far done, interestingly enough. Hey, I heard they caught a booster. That's right, Mike. It's a Gemini-looking capsule. Well, look at the dude sitting in the hatch over there, guys. And that should give you a pretty good idea. That's a pretty big capsule, dude. Keep in mind, it's missing its service module, but you get the idea. This one actually looks to be pretty far along. They got thermal protection on it. You have thrusters on it. It's got the Mylar wrap on it, which means it's got wiring. The hatch is there. It just needs the outer skin. That's very interesting. This is the Eagle capsule, or Oriole, I think is what it's called. It also had a running name of Federatsiya, which is just Federation in Russian. That's interesting that they actually got some tangible hardware. After a year-long silence, Roscosmos provided a proof of life for its next-generation Starship. Yeah, interesting. And here's its landing gear. So, it's got landing legs. Now, the landing legs look to be behind the heat shield. The heat shield most likely deploys after, because it's a one-time ablator. You jettison the heat shield and land on the landing legs. For desert landing, that would be my guess, Yuri. They're going to land on the Kazakh steppe near Jezkazgan. Interesting. And then a body of the propulsion module. Yeah, see, that's... That's a way to do that. It looks like the propulsion module is just a bigger, stretched frigate upper stage. Also, fuel is stored in those. I don't know if you knew that. Fuel is stored in the balls, Yeah, the balls go in... The balls go in the cylinder. Yeah, those go in there. And there's a mount for a solar panel, and there's your solar panel pivot point right there. This looks like it has the heat shield installed. That's very interesting. Heat shield integration is part of service module processing, which is interesting because that's definitely the heat shield sitting up there. The cylinder must remain unharmed. That's the balls, that's right, they go in the square hole. Interesting. And here's a close-up of the parachute container. And here's a look at the segment of the payload fairing, right, which will protect the propulsion module during the launch on Angara. There's your solar panel deploy. Interesting. I'm gonna mount tanks like that. Makes sense if they plan to jettison the shield before landing. Yeah, pretty much. I hope that it'll be safe to fly on. Yeah. Interesting. So we got some flight hardware for the Eagle here. That's pretty cool. Is this level of construction done in a clean room? They are in a clean room. This is a clean room. Yep. Yeah, this is designed to launch on Angara, guys. I would say this capsule's still probably 6 months out at the very least. Like at the very, very least. It's a good ways away. But these are flight components, which is pretty cool for them. Pretty neat. I don't think that's a trunk. I think that's a service module, Alan. So it's got So what these tanks are is there's 2 helium tanks, there's 2 UDMH unsymmetrical dimethylhydrazine tanks, and nitrogen tetroxide. So 2 of these are NTO tanks, 2 of them are UDMH, and then there's 2 on the very top Like if the top two balls are like right here, there's those small ones at the very top. There's a helium tank here, and then there's one on the other side. Those, so you have 4 tanks total, 2 liquid fuel, 2 oxidizer, 2 helium, because it's a back pressurized system. So the helium tanks pressurize bladders inside of these spherical pressure vessels. And that's what basically squeezes the propellant in the tanks to the thrusters. Most service modules work like this. Starliner does this, Dragon does this. They just don't do it like that. Like, they don't have all the tanks like in a matricy like that. They got a lot of balls doing that, you could say. Is Angara still operational? It launched something. I thought that was the rocket for Buran. No. Angara is a next generation rocket that was basically designed by the Russian Ministry of Defense. This is another one from Anatoly Zak. That's from Russian Space Web right there. It's basically, I'd say the Western analog to Angara would probably be Vulcan. It's a rocket that's really designed for national defense, or for the Russian Ministry of Defense, so MOD, but they can do other things with it. You can launch 4 boosters on it. Each booster has an RD-191 in it, which is basically half of an RD-180. RD-191s are kerosene liquid oxygen, oxygen-rich stage combustion. So not a bad vehicle. Angara has taken a very long time to get right, though. The reason why it's taken a long time to get right is because the Soviet Union was looking into it. They were looking into it. Yes, I said that right. The Soviet Union was looking into it in the 90s, and they were going to do it, and then the Soviet Union collapsed, and basically they haven't been able to kind of get it back up and running until very recently. So, yeah, the first Angara launch was in 2014. The second one was, I think, 2021. Yeah, this rocket is from the Soviet times, but they've upgraded it over time. It has some very interesting structure, like composite tanks. Not a bad idea. What you're looking at there is the factory in Omsk, Russia. They set up the production for Angara to basically be halfway between Baikonur, Plesetsk, and Vostochny. It's in Omsk. That's like out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. But it's in the middle of nowhere, Russia. It's north of Kazakhstan, kind of around the Urals. But yeah. Yeah, that's interesting to get an update for it. If they're working on the capsule, you can be damn sure they're working on the rocket too. So that's cool to see this. It's cool to see this footage or pictures. Very interesting. Capsule has landing gear. It looks like it might have a fold-out step there as well. Yeah, Alan, what you're thinking of is Energia. Energia is not, yeah, no, that hasn't flown since 1988, I think. Do you think it's likely China will have boots on the moon in the 2030s? Late 2030s, pop, maybe. They should have an RD-301, yeah. Anyway, some pretty interesting stuff there. Let's see. I'm going to move that over there. I'm going to move that over there. I'll move that over there, move that over here. So, next bit of news here is coming from Sawyer Merritt. This is he's actually quoting an article from Space News. NASA will no longer use Boeing Starliner for 2 crew rotation missions next year and will instead use Dragon for the missions to the ISS. It looks like NASA still is not sure what's going to happen with Starliner after that last flight, guys. They're still trying to figure out what exactly went wrong. The reason why I know this for a fact is because, well, one, they said it, I'm pretty sure. The second part about that is you got to start planning those missions now. Got to start planning those missions now. You don't just say, oh, I'm going to launch. Training for these missions takes a year. So yeah, even now it's cutting it a little bit close. So in lieu of them not really knowing, like not completing the fault tree analysis for the failure mode that happened on Starliner CFT1, they're going to just move people over to Dragon and retrain them. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of mild shock in chat. Didn't see that one coming. Yeah, it's going to take a while. CFT1 was basically a nightmare scenario from an engineering standpoint. The reason why is because you don't really know what's wrong. You can only take so many guesses, and you can only simulate exactly what you think went wrong. You know why? You don't have hands on the hardware. It's very difficult to trace the fault tree without any hands on hardware. And that service module that had problems burned up a long time ago. It burned up when CFT1 came back down in September. A link to the post about Starliner. Sure. It's a Space News article by Jeff Faust. Dabbledod, what do you got? As someone who lived and worked in both Russia and Ukraine for 17 years, I can tell you Russia doesn't have the money to properly develop new manned spacecraft. It's all being diverted to other things. Yeah, Dabbledud, it's very interesting that you know, like I would agree with you, but also, what's that capsule doing? Where did that thing come from? Maybe they're getting help. I don't know. Did NASA sign a contract for Starliner? Yeah, Starliner is contracted for 6 missions to the ISS. Yeah, CO. I'm sure they could move those missions over to commercial low Earth orbit destinations, SCA, whenever that happens, which is another reason why I think commercial low Earth orbit destinations needs to happen. It's also possible they're showing off something sitting in storage for hype. I remember seeing in 2021 Oclex, I remember seeing some pressure vessel prototypes from Oriole. I'll be 100% real with you, dude. That progress is slow, but it's progress nonetheless. So they're making slow progress on it. Like, progress. It's a spacecraft. You understand? Progress is slow, but they are making progress on it because I noticed they had 2 capsules there. They had one basically up until the end of 2021 when we were covering the Russian. There was a whole Russian segment of what they're doing with their space program. Interestingly enough, a proton flight is scheduled for first quarter 2025. Really? That's got to be like the last core then, man. There wasn't much work being done on those. But hey, progress is progress, dude. That's what I'm saying. Who knows when that progress happened, but does NASA get to choose rides for commercial low Earth orbit destinations? Yeah, the commercial crew program and the commercial low Earth orbit destinations program are supposed to keep going together. No, Mike, probably not. That already... I don't think so. I think that if that was a thing, that it already would have been. You know what I mean? How many moon landers are at Blue? Blue is contracted for sustainable lunar development. They have at least 1 lander in the works. All right. Let's see what we got next here. So this is coming from somebody I've never heard of. GITAI. It's a space robotics startup that aims to provide a safe and affordable means of labor in space. So GITAI posted this. Hang on. Make sure the headset audio is on before I do this. Okay, there's no sound. Or is there? Oh, yeah, okay. What the heck? What? Whoa! Dude! Look at the little cart! Did you see the little cart brought the little module over? Oh, that's so cool! Yo, they built a solar panel tower. And that's all working by itself, huh? Look at, they're handing one back and forth. You hand it back and forth. They hand it up to the top. There you go. That's right. It goes in the square hole. Whoa. Dude. Where does the solar panel module go? That's right. It goes in the square hole. So over-engineered waste of money. Really, Sandy? You think so? You're not talking about that, are you? Dude, the fact that they built it to do this down here is super impressive. That's super cool. Yeah, you are? You're talking about this thing? All right. I guess. I don't think so at all. I think that's super cool. I think that's really, really smart and very, very useful for space logistics on the moon. Yeah, you just send this up there. A lander plucks that thing off the side, and then you just send up a bunch of these modules, easy peasy, and it'll just build you a solar panel tower. I think that's really cool. You hook that up to a battery, you start charging. By the time you get there, you got a base with electrical. That's pretty cool, man. That solar tower is only one example of what independent arms are capable of, especially when they attach themselves to rovers. Yep. Now put that on the space station. Space station actually has a better option than this. They have rollout solar arrays. Have to be scaled for the gravity? I think this would work just fine, Cal. What they probably do is they probably can adjust the power to the electric motors and the robotics to take Earth's gravity or not. So it probably has more power consumption down here than it would on the moon, you know? Who's this company? This is a company I've never heard of. GITAI. I will be following them. We'll see what happens. That's super cool. Neat. Put a radar and antenna on the very top. There you go, Alan. Yeah, man. You see, EJ, who needs Optimus in reality? Such a purpose built to act as this would be way better for construction purposes. All right. Only trouble is I see that you'll have to engineer everything it builds to conform to its arms capabilities. Bro, those are little mini Canadarm2s. They have full range of motion. You could really just build this to wherever the plugs are. Or Optimus could just grab a ladder. Anyway. All right. That's cool. I'll update you guys more if we get more information about that. So this next one is coming from Stoke. Stoke Aerospace is on they're on a mission from Jeb. Starting with 100% reusable rockets. Stoke's really working on trying to pioneer reusable second stages here. But this is their test stand up in, I think it's, where are they? Washington State, I believe is where this is. It's a 2-cell test stand, but the right cell is the only one that's hooked up right now. You can see there's only one diverter. There should be another one over there, but there is not right now. So let's see what Stoke's up to. GITAI was Japanese and they moved to Torrance, California. Chief Technology Officer Toyotaka Kozuki. Cool. All right. I know what you meant, Hokey. Yeah. You calling? Wait, are you calling me a robot? Calling me a robot right now? All right, let's see what they got. Okay. We get it, Stoke. You vape. All right. What a smoke show. Left side has so much room for activities. What were they testing here? We're putting our vertical stage 1 engine test stand through its paces out in Moses Lake, pushing liquid nitrogen through, testing the systems, and getting it ready to light up. All right. Speaking of Stoke, is the clip from Ethos Space Resources in the docket with the Lunar Regolith launch pad testing? I didn't see anything like that, Josh. Link it up, though. Seems they have been testing tech on the ISS, and we all just missed that part somehow. All right, well, Stoke's pad is good. What's GITAI up to up in space? Our GITAI robot hard at work on the ISS, demonstrating its advanced dexterity and precision. From grasping tools to loosening and tightening screws, our autonomous robots are designed to handle crucial tasks in space. You know what? If you understand that this is Japanese, what GITAI is makes a lot more sense. When did these get up there? When did this happen, man? Like, wait a minute. I've seen PLD, Alan, yeah. What the heck? Bruh. What? How did we miss this? I don't know. Launched this year. What did it launch on? You know what? I know the answer to that question, but also, what did it launch on? This was January 24th. The world's leading robotics startup is pleased to announce that its 1.5 meter long autonomous dual robot system, S2, is scheduled to launch to the International Space Station aboard NG. I watched that rocket launch. Oops. I saw that go up into the air. I watched NG-20 from Jetty Park. Oops. Whoops. That's probably why we didn't cover it on Space News, because I was not here. Oh, all right. That makes a lot of sense. I was watching race cars. Hey, Art. 25-month resub. Good day. Good day to you. Good morrow to you, sir. Dude, look at that little thing. Look at this little guy. It's just a little, it's just going to take the little pieces. Just be like, hey, look, I'm just moving my arms around. I'm just dancing. New SpaceX tweet. Halt! New SpaceX tweet. Okay. Oh. What the hell? Yo, Command Racer. Thanks for the 2-month resub, man. I had fun racing with you at Coda, even though you whooped my butt completely. Like, I think you had like a 30-second gap on me or something. Bro, you can wheel. Thanks for racing with us, man. It means a lot to me. I really appreciate it.
Discovery.
Now the boys have somebody to be like, we gotta beat that mother, you know. Hey, Wiz, 64-month resub. Launch 101 of the year. Still impressive. Yep. Also, that second stage. Oh, that's so killer, dude. That's awesome. Moon. Dude. Oh! That's awesome. That's so cool. What's the second image? Yeet! Whoa. So this is a shot from SpaceX's fairings. So what you're seeing here, that's the top of the payload right there. And it looks like these cameras are the first shot is the other camera. It's the other camera. The next view is that camera over here looking back at this fairing. That's why everything looks symmetrical. It looks like the same video posted twice. So there's your Starlink satellites, your stack of them. They launch them into space basically like a deck of cards, and then they let them go like 52 pickup style. There's your fairing attachment point, payload attachment fitting, which is right there. You can kind of see it. It's just a flat plate that they attach the Starlink satellites to. And then you have your Falcon 9 upper stage. You have your RP1 tank down here and your liquid oxygen tank right there. And then there's that Merlin vacuum doing its thing. So, super interesting thing here. After the fairing separates, obviously you could see a little bit of wobble built into it, right? But what happens is it hits the plume expansion right there. And the plume expansion starts burning some of this. You get a little bit of turbulence. And that force from the gases expanding out of the nozzle actually makes the fairings turn in on each other. See? They're separated kind of like this, and then they kind of turn in. There's the second stage doing its thing. That's ridiculous. And then there's the other fairing right there, man. 13 of those satellites had direct-to-cell service. Oh, yeah. See the difference? I'll be dipped. There you go. Direct-to-cell Starlinks. Those are basically flying cell phone towers. Super cool. Super cool. That's really awesome footage, man. That's super cool. I don't know how many times I can say that, but what the hell? This is just footage. This is just footage we get, man. This is great. Can we have this live with every Starlink? Yeah, right. That's pretty neat. On what frequency? I don't know. Maybe we should go ask Kenneth. You can ask him, what's the frequency, Kenneth? Boo! Oh. I got it. What's the frequency, Kenneth? I don't know the rest of the words to that song. Yeah, Alan, you could see that it is in fact not flat. You know, everybody will be all, you know, skeptics will be annoyed because they'll be like, it's a fisheye lens. It's really fun to watch them cope and seethe, actually. See, it's concave there, man. Not fisheye lens. The frequency is 121.5. Oh, thank you. Where are all the stars? I don't know. Oh, dude, that actually reminds me. That same dude, I don't know if you guys know, there's somebody out on Twitter that every time I post something, posts the same thing, which is the same reply here. Here, check this out. Like, my tweet, you know, they did surgery on a grape. They did helicopter on Mars, and now they did booster at Starbase. What a time to be alive. I just posted that this morning because I thought it'd be an interesting thing to say, and then, you know, you got that guy. Literally posts that every time I post something. You know, that's good. That's right, it goes in the square hole. Oh, somebody took the bait. Oh, Oh, somebody took the bait. Somebody took the bait, and now I feel really bad for causing this. I'm not replying to that, dude. Why would I do that? What did you do? I didn't do nothing. Oh, this guy. This guy's a real winner. This guy's a real winner. I don't want it. I don't want to. I shouldn't. 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 All right, here's what I'm going to do. Here, look. Look. So the guy's like, well, how did they get the footage back? Not understanding what a VHF antenna is. Cool. All right, sweet. Moving on. Check this out. Why no tire tracks? Does it float there? This thing, I can tell you from this picture that it just came off the LEM. So there's going to be no tire tracks because they just dropped it down onto the surface. Do you know how I can tell? The shadow of the LEM is in the picture on the left-hand side. This picture was most likely taken right before they set out. So that's either Apollo 15, 16, or 17. It's probably taken right before they set out on the LRV to inspect the wheels for documentation to be able to provide fault tree analysis if the wheels did break during an excursion. Yeah, you know, I could tell, like I said, the shadow of the LEM's on the left side. So try again. We'll feed the trolls here, but nowhere else. Try again. And, you know, did it float there? Yes, it did. Yeah, because it's the moon. It floated down from the sky. Do these people not think? Like, you know what? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. That guy replies to everything that I post. Every single one. No matter when I do it, he's just there with a start asking questions, EJ. Like, I'm gonna ask a question. When did you turn into a nut bar? What's the most that you've lost on a coin toss? Oh yeah, no, that guy loves me, I guess. You sure it's not a bot? No, I'm sure, Blue. I'm pretty sure that's the same guy that we banned like 4 or 5 years ago from the stream because he refused to follow my cursing rules during the day. Kept swearing and kept swearing and kept swearing and kept swearing. And then we banned him and he said, this is a violation of my rights. You can't ban me from your stream. And I said, of course I can. You didn't follow my rules. And then the guy after that said, he said, I don't need to, you're infringing on my rights to swear in your channel or something along those lines. Yeah. Yeah. If we're really going to air out our personal business here. Yeah, no, you can ask Drummer. This happened. Guy says it's within his rights to just curse up a storm on my stream. He accused me of being a snowflake. Yeah. True story. Yeah. Accused me of being a snowflake because, I don't want people swearing on the stream because people watch with their kids. And he said, you're just protecting kids. They're going to go out in the world and people are going to swear. I'm like, that's not your choice to make, homie. And then the guy got really mad about that. And he's been doing that pretty much since. Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to remind everybody, this is like 4 or 5 years ago, like pre-pandemic. Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah. Yeah. This happened only once? No, it was over the course of like 3 or 4 months, Kuju. The guy kept coming in here and swearing up a storm, and yeah. Damn, hold a grudge much. Yeah. Yeah, he has a YouTube account that posts in the NSF streams from time to time. It's wicked funny, actually. He doesn't realize that I know it's him because I don't know. Psycho, maybe? Yeah. You're infringing on my rights because I should be able to decide what kids hear and not you on your stream. Literally. That, like, oh yeah. That's why I don't reply to him. So just if anybody follows me on Twitter, you see that guy post, don't reply. Just ignore him. He's like loco. Like absolutely unhinged. Stage 5 clinger. Dude, I couldn't believe that. Like, I knew Garlic Hat. I know there's people out there that hate watch me. I get it. I'm annoying, dude. I'm annoying. I'm incessant. I'm loud. I'm obnoxious. I get it. Like, I get it, dude. You don't think I don't see that. But also, bruh. Bruh. That's some high quality hate watching there, man. Yeah, that guy started asking questions, but he forgot to listen to the answers. That's good, man. That's good. I like that. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. You crack me up. Keep on being obnoxious. Like, Bob, I get it. I'm not for everybody. Dude, I totally get it. Like, no, you're not wrong. Like, you need to be, like, pretty cool and collected when you're doing engineering, and I am not that. Then again, I never said I was an engineer to begin with. I'm just the guy that shows you it and teaches you about it. Like, I'm not an engineer. You don't go see me making rocket engines, right? Like, nut bar, Snickers, Payday, or peanut brittle. Kelly, what do you think? Which one of those do you like the least? I'd say peanut brittle. There you go, Mini B. Right on. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. But yeah, I know. I get it. I'm not for everybody. You're passionate, that's the difference? Yeah. But yeah, no, I get it. People are going to hate watch. Like, it's the internet, man. Like, I don't let this stuff bother me, but I kind of feel bad that somebody that follows me took the bait and they just, yeah. It's kind of my fault. You're not loud. You're from Massachusetts. Well, not everybody understands that, Adrians, you know? Not everybody understands this. Don't sell yourself short. I know a lot of engineers crosses the whole spectrum, and some are pretty stupid, too. Thank you. Yeah, Chris, all right, that's a good way to put it. Anyway, so let's keep going with the space news. Frick that guy. I'm done giving him oxygen because Lord knows he's stealing it from people. Anyway, sorry. I had to get the clip in. I'm petty. What do you want from me? I'm petty, all right? I'm not perfect, okay? I'm petty. I'm sorry. Sorry. What do you want? I told you. Loud, obnoxious. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry, Chad and Murphy. It was an accident. I was having too much fun. What did I miss? Someone fill you in. No. Next news. His Bostonian is coming up. Sorry. All right. So this is coming from Gav. A shortfall of Gravitas drone ship is on the move from Port Canaveral to support the Starlink 661 net Monday. Yeah, now that 661 is on Tuesday. Chris, the Bergenator, replied to him. I wonder if the Falcon 9 Starlink launches will ease down a bit when Starship is operational. And then Gav replied, I think that if a fourth Falcon 9 drone ship appears, it would give us a clue into the long-term cadence, should they make the investment with Starship on the horizon. Interesting thing. And here, check this out. This is Kiko Donchev. He's the VP of launch operations at SpaceX. Just replying to my boy right there. That's pretty cool. All right. Self-awareness is strong in this one. It's important to A, make fun of yourself, and B, introspective. At times, you'll see stuff about yourself you like and don't like. Trust me, I am out on the internet and I see video of me all the time. It makes you very introspective and saying like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Probably not a smart thing to say, but yeah, always make fun of yourself. It's a good time. Yeah, because you know your flaws better than anybody else. Am I right? Yeah. Bully yourself, man. Bully yourself into no, don't do that. Seriously. See? Probably shouldn't have said that. No, yeah, be introspective. Super useful. All right, so what's Kiko saying? 3 drone ships can support north of 200 Falcon 9 launches when you mix in RTLS missions every once in a while. This year, the team demonstrated 4.5-day landing to landing cycle time. What? If you assume five times days landing to landing to add a little bit margin, you still get 365 divided by 5 times 3 is 219 missions. So, nice. It's a brittle plan that relies on very little unplanned downtime, but it can be done. There's definitely a lot more juice to squeeze out of our current ships. Wow. Yeah, Ilona, I'm just me. That's just me. I'm just me. That's the other thing. If you want to stream, just be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. You will fail because inevitably you'll get pushed to the limit and you'll go insane. You see it happen with content creators all the time. That's why I'm just me. I'm just me. Hi, I'm EJ. I do parties and rockets. Dude. 3 drone ships can support up to 219 missions. That is a little crazy. You started out insane. You know, that's why I exceed in this business, Hellfish, because you have to be nuts to want to be a content creator. You have to be nuts. Like, you have to be crazy. This job requires insane commitment. But fortunately, I'm a stubborn prick, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, do we? All right. I've been watching NSF for years, and this is my first time properly interacting in a live stream because I managed to catch it, and it's you. All right, Mike. You've taught me a lot and are great. Thank you. I try, man. Boom. Anyway, that's cool, man. Dude, this app's free, by the way. This is free. This app's free. How, you're just talking to the vice president of launching at SpaceX, like third employee at SpaceX. Like, Kiko is old school. He's been at SpaceX for a long time. I don't know the man personally, but I'd just give him a shake the hand. Wait, is that a Michigan jersey? All right, go blue. Hell yeah. All right. He's a Michigan fan? Hell yeah. I mean, that's what that looks like to me. That looks like, yep, that is in fact a blue. Yep, that's blue. That's Michigan. Yeah, all right. I like Michigan. All right. Yeah. The Ohio State can go into the trash bin. All right. Yeah, Bob, there you go. The heck is a turkey beaver? If you have to ask, you can't afford it. Your daughter's a Buckeye? Oh, sorry, Cal. I'm not. I'm contractually obligated. I'm contractually obligated to hate Ohio, dude. I don't have anything against Ohio, but also I married a girl from Michigan, so I'm sorry, man. It's I have to do it. Like, I don't have a choice here, man. I don't have a choice. It's just like Brimo has to hate the Yankees. She has to hate the Yankees and the Jets and the Giants, very much the Giants, and the Mets. Like, I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. And the Rangers. And we'll throw in the Devils in there too, because, close enough. Yeah, that's right, Aqualex. Dude, contractually obligated, homie. I have to. It's not my, dude, it's out of my control, bro. It's out of my control. It's not hard to hate the Jets. Dude, they got trounced by Pittsburgh last night. It's pretty funny. I fell asleep, during that game. Fell asleep. Me and my buddies were, you forgot hating the Islanders. Yeah, frick them too. Do you have to like the Red Wings? Yeah, I got to. Bree worked for the Red Wings in another life goal tech, so I kind of have to. I can't say how or why, but I can't. Kind of have to. Yeah, hey, Jensen, how you doing? Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Red Wings are all right. There are worse hockey teams, like the Devils or the Islanders or the Rangers. The Russell experience, I see. Bro, the Yinzers were out in full force last night. You see that? It was crazy. Devontae Adams had fun too. Yeah, right. Yeah. Contracts are contracts. That's right, Trey. Yeah, you gotta be. I'm a man of my word, man. You know. Or the Bruins. The Bruins are all right. Hey, no Sen slander. King, not right now. The adult hockey teams are talking, okay? Sorry, man. I mean, sorry. Hey, you know, at least Winnipeg has a fighter plane on their logo. That's pretty cool. Just saying. It's pretty neat. Senators don't have that. Is this the flame trench? The rails are gone. Yeah, I know. Hey, here, you guys want to see a good one? Speaking of spicy, you want to see something funny? Take a look at that. Intelsat 33E breaks up in geostationary orbit. This is from Jason Rainbow over at Space News. So, Intelsat is they're a wireless, they're an internet provider, basically. Well, they kind of have satellites that do a bunch of different things. The satellite blew up on the 21st, like early this morning. Yep. That satellite was only 8 years old on a 15-year shelf life, and per what Phil, what you said there, it's the second BSS 702 MP, which is the satellite bus, to explode to break up in 3 to 5 years. Boeing made it, by the way. Sorry, just thought that would be pertinent. Yeah, that's bad, guys. That's bad. No, it was in orbit, Mike. Yeah, it was in orbit. That's bad. And yeah, it wasn't insured either. I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Nothing bad will come of that. Like, oh dear. So on a scale from 1 to Wowza, where are we? This is pretty bad. Another black eye on the BSS satellite bus, Boeing Space Systems. They had power switch failures on 403B mPOWER, lost Viasat 3 Americas, and now this. That's okay. All right. So, Boeing screwing up. I get it. Dude, guys, like, I'll be 100% real. I'm fairly confident that at this point we are beating a dead horse with this. I don't think we need to be like, you suck, right? Like, I think we're good, but also this isn't good. This is it's low-hanging fruit, Sandy. You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding, pal. So, okay, here, let me get into a little bit on spaceflight economics, all right? So, okay, here's the nerd part. All right, jokes aside. This isn't good. Anytime you have a satellite failure, especially a BSS 703 MP, no, it's not a fax machine, I swear. Anytime you have satellite buses fail before their shelf life, before end of life, it's bad. Now, what is the ideal thing for a satellite like this? So Intelsat 33E is a gigantic sat bus system that's probably, it looks like a server rack that's probably about as big as a school bus. Yeah, that's about right. These satellites go out to geostationary and they stay out there for about 10 to 15 years, depending on where it is, depending on what slot it's in, depending on the contracts, right? And when it's done, you take it out of geo to prevent trash, space debris floating around in geostationary orbits, because you don't want debris floating in front of your satellite and causing signal disruption, even though that does happen from time to time, right? So, okay, one, it's bad because this thing came apart. It broke into 4 pieces somehow, not in a graveyard orbit. That's bad. That's bad. That's really bad. Because that debris is just going to stay there. It's just going to stay there. It could hit other satellites. It's possible. Unlikely, but possible. Not good. Second part, not insured. What this will do is drive up premiums in the launch business inadvertently. All right? Especially for insured payloads. I don't know, Dark Rue. That's hard to say. I think the pieces count is way higher now, 20 plus. Ugh. So, this one was uninsured, so it's not the worst thing. But there have been other satellites that were insured that did fail. Like Sirius XM7, SXM7. That failed. That was insured. There are other payloads. I can't think of them off the top of my head. Scroll down a bit in the article. There's a ground telescope photo, and some sats are pretty damn close. Oh, that's... The propagation of this debris fill looks like an explosion. Did it hit something or did it break? We don't know. The Space Force are the ones that monitor this. They're gonna have to figure it out. This is what space control squadrons do. This is very important. Observation of satellites and tracking of debris are part of the Space Force's founding doctrine, which is space situational awareness and space debris management. So, you know, if you ever wonder what the Space Force does, this is what they do. They get you pictures like that. Right? That's really important. Actually, that one is from UK-based SpaceFlux, but the Space Force is doing the same thing. 44071 and 58698 are WGS-10 and Ovzon 3. We watched both of those launches. WGS-10 launched on Delta IV Medium. That was the last Delta IV Medium launch. Ovzon 3 was on that was on a Falcon 9, if I'm remembering right. But yeah, see, those are the slots that I'm talking about. Each satellite up in geostationary has a parking space. That parking space corresponds to longitude, right? So longitude is not that far apart down here on this surface, but if you go 23,000 miles that way, you know, you get nice even spacing. You get a slot, right? So for, you know, WGS-10, Ovzon 3 are in 2 slots, and where this satellite was in the parking spot in between. Hey, Spiffy, 40-month resub. Thank you. Is it possible the sat was hit by something? It's possible. Yeah, it could have been hit. It could have hit something, but this is the second sat bus to do that. That 703MP satellite bus. Yeah. Does the epic number of Starlink satellites concern you for all the reasons you are discussing? No, not really, friend. No, that's a good question to ask, though. It doesn't. Starlink satellites are way lower. Starlink satellites are maybe 400 miles. These are 23,000 miles. So, okay, what's the difference? So what? I mean, yeah, there's a 20,000 mile difference there, give or take, right? What's the big difference? The atmospheric perturbations at 400 miles are actually, it's more like 370, but the atmospheric perturbations at that altitude are way higher than they are at 23,000 miles. Meaning, where the Starlink satellites are, they still skirt the top of the atmosphere. The very, 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 very top. Don't get me wrong, you're not taking your helmet off out there and being like, oh, it's a really beautiful day here at, 400,000 feet. Click. No, that's death. But there is part of the atmosphere up there, just the very, 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 very top of the atmosphere. And those Starlink satellites, if something does happen, say they run into each other, they have collision avoidance. The satellites have full self-driving, so to speak. So they avoid each other. They do that on purpose. Which, once again, really cool. And then because those Starlink satellites are in what's called a decaying orbit, where the atmosphere is going to basically start pulling them in, they have little thrusters on them to counteract. And then the Starlink satellites will run out of thrust. They'll run out of fuel, right, on the little thrusters, and then they fall back down to Earth. They burn up in the atmosphere. So, if something does go wrong with the Starlink satellite, SpaceX will basically just turn it off. Just turn it off. It'll be back down in a couple of months. So if something does happen with Starlink, they hit each other, debris, whatever, it'll all burn up. It'll all just come back down, because where the Starlink satellites operate is where there's still atmosphere. The ISS is in a similar type of orbit. Don't get me wrong, they're not you don't have to worry about Starlinks hitting the ISS. The Starlinks are a little bit higher. For the metric people, this is between 400 and 600 kilometers. Just, I forgot to mention metrics. Sorry guys, I think in America units. Look at me. Anyway, so yeah, with Starlink, it's not that big of a deal. Now, I was talking about two different reasons a little bit earlier. The second reason is insurance. Insurance premiums are what is part of the reason why it's cheaper to launch into space nowadays. If a satellite goes that was insured, that means the insurance companies have to pay out. That means the insurance companies are less likely to insure a satellite that's more likely to fail. It's like how your insurance goes up if you get into a fender bender and it's your fault, right? Same idea. So this satellite blowing up, even though it wasn't insured, is still going to spook insurance companies a little bit. And that is not a worst case scenario, but it is a bad scenario for commercial space, because if insurance companies aren't willing to insure satellites, then you're launching with a much higher risk and people are going to be less likely to want to enter the market. Understand? So yeah, first reason, obviously debris. Second reason, could have repercussions in the commercial industry. See, SpaceX doesn't have to worry about that. They don't have to worry about that for the same exact reason. And this is why I stopped to talk about Starlink. SpaceX doesn't have to worry about that with Starlink launches because they're always going to need Starlink. They're going to need Starlink launches on Falcon 9 to replenish the network. Guys, the first Starlink satellites are long gone. They're long gone. These satellites, being much closer to the surface of Earth, don't have a 10 to 15 year shelf life. They have a 5-year shelf life at best because, once again, they're treading water against the atmosphere, and once they run out of energy, bye-bye, you got to replace the shell. Which is part of the reason why you just keep seeing Starlink launches over and 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 over again. Falcon 9 is there basically as maintaining the network. And basically, as long as Starlink stays profitable, SpaceX has a reason to big one right here, reuse their rockets because they need to support a high flight cadence to support this network. And B, work on vehicles that do that job better. You know what I mean? It makes it so they're really not susceptible to that was the third reason. Sorry. There was another one. It really makes them less susceptible to stuff like this, but other launch providers could be susceptible to this. Other commercial providers that don't have a reason to launch all the time, etc., etc. So yeah, this isn't good. Even though it's a Boeing satellite that blew up on orbit, that could have bad repercussions for a lot of people for a lot of stakeholders in the industry. In the commercial industry. That's bad. That's not a good thing. If the insurance companies turn on you, your economic endeavor will basically flounder. Like the satellite. Is it true that Starlinks deploy a shade to cut down on glare? Yes, they do. They're impossible to see. Cherokee, when they first started launching Starlink satellites, you could see them crisscrossing the sky, which is super cool. You could still see them in certain lighting conditions, but yeah, for the most part, yeah, no. Yeah, no problem, friend all. That was a super good question, dude. Thank you. You helped me pivot. That's kind of where I was going with it. But yeah, you're on the same wavelength, man. Thank you for paying attention. You just helped me out big time. Yeah, so that satellite that's out there, Intelsat 33E, or what's left of it, is just going to stay there, which really sucks. That's just another thing that you have to avoid if you're sending satellites up there. Did you see we have a road closure for the... we have a road closure and the booster stand is by the Mega Bay. Trey, that was actually the next bit of news, dude. Yeah, this is coming from Sheriff Eric Garza. Temporary and intermittent. So we're going to pivot over to Starship stuff here real quick. We got a live shot here of Starbase Live, courtesy of our friends over at Nazar Space Flight. Wait, what's this poll? What's going to roll to the pad? Booster 13 all day. Yeah. Yeah. We need Space Garbage Depot. People are working on that. Yep. Go vote in the poll. Trust me. They're fun. They're fun and they help us with engagement, dudes. Yeah, no joke. Even though they kind of get a little incessant at times. Trust me. Plug those things, man. That really, really helps the stream. Also, give it a thumbs up if you can. Boop. Oh, damn. All right. So, there's a live shot here. Ooh, Cat Eye Chevy. Pretty sweet. Truck. All right, so please be advised that on October 22nd, 2024, SpaceX will be conducting Texas Department of Transportation TxDOT approved transportation operations on Highway 4 from the factory to the pad sometime between 12 and 3 p.m. or on the 23rd of October from midnight to 3 a.m. The transport will take approximately 1 hour. The beach and highway will remain open throughout the operation. However, the traffic might be delayed for a short duration. All right. All right. Pretty good, man. I'm telling you, dudes. I've heard whispers. And then there's what I think. I said this on Flame Trench on Friday. I think this is going to launch in November. I think Flight 6 is going to happen a lot faster than we think it is. Which is really cool. There's also a testing closure. All right. That's pretty cool, Transit Man. Dumb question. Would a vacuum cleaner work in the vacuum of space? No. You need an atmosphere for a vacuum cleaner to work, dude. I mean, maybe if you had like an air tank hooked to the vacuum cleaner's intake, maybe. It worked in Spaceballs. No downtime to recollect our thoughts after the catch. Just send it. I'm in, Eric. Let's do it, dude. Yeah, you might have to switch from suck to blow. Maybe. So when is V2, V3 coming to be tested? Jen, I would definitely say like February of next year. Like these... Wait a minute. Hold on. Look at Starbase Live. I want to back it up here for a second. Look. Look. This is probably something that that people didn't already know. But let's see. What's this truck indicating? 1073. Coming from the pad. They're already replenishing commodities here, dudes. That should tell you everything you need to know. That's a truck that's leaving the pad. If it's going right to left on this screen. That's coming from the launch site. That is a LOX truck. I'm just putting it out there. He's indicating 1073. I mean, also it says liquid oxygen in big letters on the side. 1073 is the UN code for liquid oxygen. This is a universal code that everybody uses. These placards on the sides of trucks, if anyone gives a frick, I think they're super cool. You can always tell what somebody's loading if they have if they're past a certain mass of cargo. So if I had like a bottle of LOX and I was driving it around with it in the back seat, which you probably shouldn't do, don't do that. I wouldn't have to load indicate. You have to load indicate if you're carrying a certain amount. Obviously, this tanker truck is carrying a lot. Also, if you're a trucker, you need a hazmat certification because you ever seen Terminator when the liquid nitrogen truck blows up? Yeah, that. Yeah, you don't want that to happen. Terminator 2, actually, for what it's worth. Hasta la vista, baby. Anyway. Hell of a tangent, I know. So, yeah. He's indicating 1073, which is oxidizer. It's LOX. For the people that actually give a frick, like some off the top of my head, 1977 is liquid nitrogen. 1073 is LOX. 1202 is diesel. 1203 is gasoline. 1201 is fuel oil, if you really care. I think that's cool. I'm a nerd. When I'm driving down the highway, I like to see what the trucks are load indicating. I think that's super cool. We did that on the Excellent Adventure, and we found trucks full of stuff I've never even heard of, which was pretty cool. They delivered 12 methane trucks already. There you go, Trey. There you go, man. Nerd! Remember, kids, if the driver is running away from the truck, you should be too. You should be too. 1202. Yep. Do you have a hazmat cert? I do not have a hazmat cert. That costs a lot of money. And I don't drive trucks. That's Ernok's job. Dude, have you seen the trucks count this week? The numbers are crazy. Dude, like, once again, the fact that we were just passing by and we saw one just pop through. Like I said, the signs are there. Ooh, nice Dodge. What is that, a salt truck? Oh no, waste truck. Anyway, the signs are there, guys. This is gonna happen sooner rather than later. Yeah. If you really want to know, just another thing on those placards, then this is anywhere. This isn't just the U.S. This is in Europe. This is in China. This is in Japan. This is in Australia. It's standardized across the board. The reason why those are there, that placard is there, is for firemen. Yeah. If the thing catches on fire, you can see, the firemen can see what the load is and know how to fight the fire, because not every fire you just throw a fire hose at. Some you don't throw anything at. Some you just let them go. Just let it burn out. That's the best way to do it. Firemen, I don't know if you guys care, if anyone gives a frick about this. Firemen fight different fires differently. Some fires you just contain it. Just let it do its thing. Other fires you try to put out, you know? It really depends. But that's why those load indicators are there. They're there so firemen can fight the fire correctly. Yeah, do not put water on a magnesium fire or water on an oil fire. Not a good idea if you're a fireman. Bad idea. Can confirm. My cousin's a fireman. My other cousin's a fireman. I have 2 cousins that are firemen. But yeah, I also passed the fireman's exam once upon a time. Once upon a time. That was a long time ago. But yeah, in another life, I'd be a volunteer firefighter. But I chose to be a nerd instead. All right. How is UDMH transported? Just in tankers, Yuri. You can move it. It's stable. It's stable by itself. Here, I can't show you how UDMH is transported, but here, let me show you something. This has to do with rocketry, I swear. So, Yuri, in the United States, in a place called, in a city called Tucson, Arizona. That's way out in the desert. Like, if you think American Wild West, like, howdy, partner, that, dude, Tucson is that. It's way out in the desert. It's on the border with Mexico, right? So in Tucson, over here, so first and foremost, side note to the side note, that's where the U.S. keeps all their extra planes. There is miles and miles and miles of bombers out there. They do that because in the desert, you have 5% humidity, nothing rusts. Nothing rusts, nothing corrodes, which is super cool. There's also one of the best museums in the United States there. And Yuri, this museum is awesome. I've streamed from this museum. They got a Hind. They got a Hind. That's all you need to know. There's an East German Mi-24D, which... that's pretty cool. Also, MiG-29, MiG-21, MiG-17, MiG-15. Yeah, it's a pretty kick-butt selection of planes. Now, go to Pima. Shameless plug for the museums, trust me. There is another museum that is just south of Tucson, okay? It's down here. Here it is. Green Valley. Right here. That right there is a Titan II missile silo, and a real one that was operational. It is now a museum. Now, why do I bring this up? I bring this up because if you look, there's a hydrazine, which is very similar to UDMH. There's an Aerozine 50 trailer right there. Aerozine 50 and NTO trailers right there, because these 2 concrete slabs are the fueling ports for the missile silo, because Titan is like Proton. It's a hypergolic. It's a hypergolic rocket. Yep, time to do Pima again. Yeah. Damn, Vault 77. Yep. So, they also got a Huey out there. They got a model of the warheads. There's a couple of rocket engines there. It's super cool, right? But if we go and look... fun fact, most of the Titan II missile silos, actually all of them except for that one, were destroyed from the Strategic Arms Limitations Treaty. They blew them all up. Not with the missile inside. That's the only one that's left. And even then, what they did was they cemented the missile silo hatch. It's welded in place, so it can't be moved. And they put huge concrete blocks there. They did that so the Soviets and the Russians can know, like, it's not a museum. It's just a museum. It's not an active silo, because the missile silo is halfway closed. Fun fact. Does Pima have an XB-70? They do not. The only place that has an XB-70 is Wright-Patterson. Museum of the Air Force. hang on. I got to be careful with Google searches nowadays. Here we go. So you want to see how they transport it? They transport them, at least in the United States, they transport them by a truck. They're just semi-trucks. They're just weird-looking ones with like a, it looks like a stainless vat almost. I'm trying to find a better picture. This is from a YouTube video. Nope. Screw you, Mark. I'm not doing that. Oh, fun fact. You guys remember the Pima streams? I hugged that missile's rocket engines, by the way. The more you know. Yeah, I know, Spiffy. What's wrong with Mark? Screw that guy. Yeah. That if you go find the clip of me at Pima, yeah, the engines belong to that thing. That's an Atlas ICBM. No, it's not. No, it's not. That is a Titan missile all day. Anyway, I'm trying to find pictures of the damn trailers. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I know I'm weird. But anyway, yeah, I had the privilege of doing that, which was pretty cool. It was either that or another one. There was two. So that missile, if you really want to know, for people that are Titan tank watchers, if you catch my drift, that was like, that missile that's in there is Titan SN like 0001. It was the first one, and it's a training test article that they used in the missile training silos to teach missileers how to work on them. So the engine was like a trainer motor, which is super cool. Yeah, it's designed to come apart really easily. I'm trying to find a picture of it, but I don't know. It's not here. Oh, yeah, wait, no, I got one. There it is. There you go. It's just a weird looking trailer. I guess EJ won't finish Starbase news. I'm worth, dude. Yeah, that's how it's transported, Yuri. I would assume, screw me for assuming this, I would assume that the Russians probably do something super similar. Yeah, they probably do something very similar. You wouldn't move this via plane. If I had to guess, the Russians probably move it by train and then by truck to Baikonur, or train directly to Baikonur, but they don't use this too much, you know? Yeah, it's got a little bit of a dent in it. Yeah, that one's seen some stuff. That's a hypergolic fueling trailer. Yep. UDMH is placard 1163, and it has a skull and crossbones on it. Yep. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Anyway, yeah, a little bit of a side quest there. The boxes, I guess, for ventilation. Yeah, most likely. But yeah, also, that museum's awesome. It's a Titan II missile silo. And you can drive, you could like go in and you could turn the key and stuff, which is super cool. Additional fun fact, there's a bunch of them around Tucson, by the way. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. They're out there, but they're private property. Don't go on them. I'm sure you could find them. They're private property, though. It's Arizona. You'll get shot. Don't do that. You can buy them, though. They come up on the market every once in a while. Seriously, if you're in the United States, you can buy an ex-missile silo. You have to dig it up, though, because they blew it up. And only half of it exists because they blew it up, but it's still there. Yeah, pretty cool. All right. Anyway, so Starship stuff. Check this out. Actually, Fabricator, I think this is what you linked. This is Louis Nags. I don't know this guy, but he does have a pretty sweet render of the OLM. Now, I don't want to show it for too long, guys. I'll post this up because, you know, I want to be very careful about other space creators and stuff, and using stuff without permission. I don't know Louis at all. I don't know who that is, so I want to be careful about that. By the way, EJ, I recently read about the X-38 CRV on Wikipedia, the U.S. space plane that would launch on Ariane 5. Yeah, the X-38, the thing that we tested and that we proved worked and then didn't use it. I think Ryan said that's like 5 stories tall on NSF. No way, dude. You have a Nike up the road from me? Yeah, Tigris, so do we. We have Nike sites down here. I've seen one. I haven't been to one. I didn't go inside. There's a Nike missile site in Wayland, Massachusetts. Yeah. That's a little ways away from where I grew up, but yeah. It was near Raytheon. That makes sense. Raytheon used to have a huge facility in Wayland. It's not. It's like a bunch of hipster bars and condos now, which is whatever. Anyway. So here's another shot from, this is from RGV. Let's take a look. Once again, make sure we post this stuff so you guys can go click through, support RGV. RGV is a good dude. Venture Star type stuff. Yeah, people like playing games, Yuri. People like playing games. It's like Glushko and Korolev. Those kind of games. You know what I mean, right? There's a Nike site in the Everglades. Yeah, there is. There are some Nike sites in Anchorage and Fairbanks. Yeah. Nike, dude, Spiffy, we put, in the 50s, we put down missile sites like candy. Atlas, Titan. So it was Atlas D and Atlas E, Titan 2, like Navajo, Nike, like dude, they were just like candy. They're everywhere. We had SAM sites like just sitting on buildings like that looked like an upper floor. It just pops open like SAM opens pop. Like dude, some real Fallout stuff. It's actually super cool. I think that's really neat. You know, I don't want to set the world on fire. Look, see what I mean? There's Nike missile sites everywhere. Dude, we plopped them down like candy. Yeah, see, there's a bunch around here, which is cool. And there's a bunch up by Tigris as well. That's neat. What are the changes they're making with OLMB? So, Zach, OLMB seems to be much more of a mobile launcher type thing. Something that they can pick up off the pad. And it's also square, interestingly enough. Ah, the ink spots. Yep. I just want to start to eat Taco Bell and fart. Those are the lyrics, right? No, I'm pretty sure that's what he says. It's like that Def Leppard song. Pour some shook up ramen. You know, he's talking about soup. Right? Pour some shook up ramen. That's what that song's about, I think. Anyway, so we have more pad parts delivered here. That sounds nothing like that. I don't know. Whatever. So this OLM seems to be something that you can move. Zach, it's really something that you can pick up and move. It's a completely different design from the donut that is OLM-1. And once again, I think this coupled with the flame trench, he said the thing. They're moving to a more mobile launch design. Okay. Yeah, see this other picture from RGV. There's the CC8800 right there. See, I firmly believe, dude, that this thing can be brought in and set down. That square is going to be basically right here. And you can see there's pipage that's starting to be made right there for the OLM. For the pad deluge right there. The OLM is going to go basically right here. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to get it in there. They might get it in here this way or might come in that way. This is for commodity lines for the pad. Like, oxidizer and methane and nitrogen go through there. But the other thing that I've noticed here, so one, obviously they went with a trench design. And two, my point still stands, dudes. And this is what I wanted to talk about today. Like, I mean, I kind of want to talk about it every day, but that's a 16-meter wide flame trench. It's the same width as 39A. Why so specific to that? Don't know. That's right, the OLM goes in the square hole. Yeah. Oh my God, seeing that explains a lot. Yeah. Once again, yeah, dude, they're... When do you think Pad 2 will be finished? Probably January. Dude, this, like... Can 39A's trench take the punishment? I don't see why not, D-Frig. But once again, I'm just genuinely wondering why you would have a 16-meter flame trench. Like, why would they do that? I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I don't think that's a coincidence, them picking that width. I really don't. I think we'll see a catch tower or a launch tower on 39A over the flame trench sooner rather than later. Do I know where that's going to end up? Nope, no idea. How is that going to interfere with Falcon 9 operations? I have no idea. No clue. Would you have to move a lot of stuff around at 39A for it to do that? Yes. But, you know, a whim and a prayer. Who knows? Also, why didn't they just start with the flame trench? I think it was very much build something and get it working and then figure out what you need to fix later, Dr. Gnome. That seems to be a lot of what SpaceX does. Why is OLM2 so different from OLM1? Complexity, hexapod. OLM2 or OLM1 had 20 hold down points. That's unheard of from any rocket. No rocket has 20 hold down points. Each one of the 20 hold down points had an umbilical attached to it, or has an umbilical attached to it. Here, let me show you. So the OLM looks like this. It looks like an eye, right? Well, not really an eye, I guess, but looks like, I don't know, like something. See all the mounts in there? Each one of those has pneumatics going through it to spin start Raptor engines. And I mean, I could have told you at the time that that was probably a complicated way of doing that, but yeah, SpaceX seemed to figure it out. So the second OLM, we don't know this for sure, but with the second OLM does not have, it still has 20 hold downs like this. It still has this. However, they don't have commodities going through them. There is an umbilical for spin starting on the side of Super Heavy. So you don't have like 20 connections to the rocket. Does that make sense? That's right. It goes in the square hole. Where does the round thing go? Yeah, that's right. It goes in the square hole. So once again, guys, you got to remember, SpaceX has the cash. SpaceX has the cash at this point to just prototype whatever, you know. They can really just prototype whatever they want. It just shows you what happens with your well-funded program. You might actually end up seeing a return on investment on it. No, it's Monday. I don't need to get spicy just yet, at least. So yeah, OLM2 seems to jive with this, and it basically is going to wind up right here. Now, how they're going to get it on there, I don't know. I'm not really 100% sure how that's going to work. I personally think there'll be like a gantry right here that they can retract, and they'll be able to drive SPMTs on it, or the SPMTs will fit here and here. And they'll drive it up over, and they'll set it down like NASA's crawler transporters. But who knows? Yeah, that's the square OLM. That's right, it goes in the circle hole. That's right. Where does the triangle launcher go? That's right, it goes in the square hole. So, like I said, guys, I think we're going to see a booster move and another stack on the first pad a lot faster than you think. Maybe there's an unused crawler transporter somewhere in Florida that they can acquire. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. You know, that'd be pretty neat. Once again, man, 16-meter wide flame trench. Why would you do that? That makes no sense. Why that specific number? Why does it can't be a coincidence. Can't be a coincidence. The flame trench width on pad B just is the exact same length of SpaceX's biggest pad at the Cape. At KSC. Just happens to be the exact same size, huh? No one's going to look into that? I'm the only one that's saying this, man. Because it's 5 meters. He orchestrated it. Oh boy. Oh boy. So yeah, that's what's going on, man. Picturing a crawler transporter driving down Highway 4, I want to believe. And they just so happen to have demoed the legs for the Starship pad at 39A. Yep. The tower is the only thing that's there, Creeper. That's it. Rip Highway 4. Could SpaceX not have had a Falcon and Falcon Heavy, Super Heavy launch mount at each launch site, since given the space at each, if they could get regulatory approval, obviously they would need a bigger TAN. Mike, I think the reason why I keep pushing that the flame trench is the same size as the one at 39A, it's because I believe that 39A is going to be eventually converted for Starship. Keep in mind, this is EJ's wild opinion. Probably 100% wrong on this. This is more what I want to see happen than anything, okay? Now, with that all being said, here's what I want. I want Falcon Heavy and Falcon 9 to get the frick off 39A. That is much too small of a rocket family to be launching off of that pad, okay? That's like pulling a push mower with a semi-truck. No way. It's too big. It needs a bigger rocket. It was designed for a bigger rocket. What was the diameter of the Saturn V? The diameter of the Saturn V is 10 meters. But 39A's flame trenches were not designed for the Saturn V. You heard that right. They weren't. They were designed for Nova, which was a 12-meter diameter rocket. See where I'm going with this? The flame trench at 39A is 60 feet across. It's about 18 meters. The flame trench that SpaceX just built at OLMB, the one that they're building right now, is the same size. And SpaceX has talked about building up bigger rockets. Right now they have a 9-meter core with double the thrust of the Saturn V. But you get the idea. What I want to see is Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy vacate and go somewhere else. Hang on. What I want to see is Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy go somewhere else, like Slick 37 or something, and I want 39A launching Starships. Just because. I think that'd be super cool. Yeah, that's what I want. That's probably not going to happen, but that's what I want. 12-meter Starship when? Elon has talked about it, thousands. He talked about it on Twitter the other day, actually. Hang on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Bree's texting me. Don't use Twitter, but that is awesome. Yeah, right on, right on. Your 39A stuff makes me wonder. You think SpaceX's renovation of Slick 6 is going to make, aside for potential conversation of Starship use at Vandenberg? Maybe. Do I think LC-49, could they be using LC-39 design when they build LC-49 for the 6 pads? I think it's, I would love to see LC-49 built, Trey, but honestly, I think that you'd be much more likely in the interim to see 39A get refitted for Starship than anything else, but that's just me. Imagine 39A and B both with fully stacked rockets. Yep. Yeah, man. That'd be pretty freaking sweet. That'd be pretty cool. And anything is possible, dude. Anything is possible after what we saw a week ago. '49 is shelved currently, yes. Talking about Starship's pads in general, didn't we hear something about SpaceX interest in some other Florida pads? 37B is what we think fabricator. Nothing tentative yet. When production site on the moon? Yuri, that could be happening a lot faster than you might think. Oh, when they did helicopter on Mars? Dude, they did helicopter on Mars. Did you see that? They did surgery on a grape. They did helicopter on Mars, and now they did booster at Starbase. That grape stuff is crazy. They did do surgery on a grape, and then they did helicopter on Mars, and now they did booster at Starbase. Wasn't the Mars helicopter primarily a JPL design? Please don't make me explain this joke, Kaz. Please. You know what? I'm not explaining it. Never mind. I'm not doing that. Will NASA give up 39B if Artemis stops launching? I don't think Artemis is going to stop launching, but yeah, maybe. You're welcome with the 154. I saw it tick, yeah. Sorry, I'm not good at jokes. It's kind of an internet joke. They did surgery on a grape. It was this surgical robot that does surgery on a grape. So it kind of became a meme to say they did surgery on a grape. I played off of that meme when they landed Ingenuity on Mars, which is a JPL design, and said, oh, they did a helicopter on Mars. It's supposed to be intentionally grammatically incorrect. They did booster at Starbase. Yeah, they did surgery on a grape. All right, guys. I think that's most of the space news for the day. I'm convinced this is what English is evolving into. Scooby-Doo double walnut Scooby snack, Ligma. Or something. France, no hat. You missed the news about the space employee at Boca Beach. My brain cannot. Thanks, EJ. Now I'm ending every... Oh, that's right. It goes in the square hole. That's not my fault, man. It's Skibbity Idaho or Scooby-Doo Idaho or something. Scooby-Doo Idaho. France, no hat. Or do you not know what I'm talking about? Trey, if I didn't cover it, I don't know what you're talking about, homie. Can you give us the gist? Scooby-Doo, toilet. I'm looking through to see if I'm running into anything that you're talking about, but I don't see much. My For You feed is just littered with political content, just everywhere. It's bad. Every other freaking post, man. Go to the sheriff's page, scroll down to a notice, okay? You know what? I'll just open up the old. Wait 1 second. Oh, I don't. No, Trey, I don't share stuff like this. It's a great story. That, they tried to help, but I don't. This is about a missing person, guys, that had some trouble on the beach. Trey, you don't know anything that has to do with death. I don't report. I have very strict rules about that. Yeah, something about me personally profiting off of others people's misfortune doesn't seem like a wise thing to do, But yeah, I'm happy that SpaceX jumped in and tried to help, but yeah. Long story short, respect the ocean. Yeah, I grew up around the ocean all my life, dude. Yeah. Don't make it angy. Or you know what? Let's put it like this. When it's angy, don't go near it. Yeah.
Glad you were able to get it, Electro Llama. For
tell
real,
that to
for
news
real,
companies.
not
Yeah. Something dirty laundry. Bum 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 ba da 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 dun dun dun. It's interesting when people die. Give us dirty laundry. Kick 'em when they're up. Kick 'em when they're down. Kick 'em when they're up. Kick 'em when they're down. No? It's an older song, but it's a good one. The bubble-headed bass blonde comes on at 5. She can tell you about the plane crash with a gleam in her eye. That's a good song, man. Mother Nature will always win. Yep. Well, workers and resources have finally finished downloading. I guess I know what I'm doing when I get off work tonight. I am sorry I have fed your addiction. That is totally my fault. Yeah, that's hard to make your voice do that. It's Don Henley, by the way. Not Glenn Fry. Close, though. Yeah, close enough. We'll say close enough. It's fine. No, I'm just... If I sing loud, it'll blow out the compressor. So I kind of have to... Ah, Trey, that's awful. All right. Guys, we're getting up onto the top of the hour here, so I think we're good for the night here. How's your neck? I am very much trying to not move this, but I think I'm gonna rest for a little while. I'm addicted to moving dirt around, so yeah, Factorio will wait. What happened to the neck? I just slept wrong, John. Sorry. Yeah, so we just crossed the 8-hour mark, so I am going to probably call it now. Have you seen the fairing video from SpaceX? Yeah, Trey, we shared that right when it came out. Good. Are we stopped? We're stopped, sir. Good. Yep. So I'm going to go relax here, but tomorrow we're going to hit it guns blazing. Satisfactory space news and more satisfactory, and then it's basically going to be that until the flame trench. Satisfactory space news, satisfactory Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We also have a Starlink launch tomorrow. And yeah, we'll get some work done. So I will see you guys all then. Yes, we did. And stop calling me Mark. Well, surely you can't be serious, Mark. Anyway, this concludes our broadcast day. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Once again, sorry about the shorter stream today. We're gonna hit it hard over the next week. We have some work to do on that Pillar of Autumn, so we're gonna get it done. It's gonna be awesome. I'll see you guys then. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good night.